Modern-day Gros Islet resembles a thriving metropolitan district. However, despite the rapid socio-economic expansion of St. Lucia's most populous constituency over the decades, some Gros Islet communities remained cut off from a precious commodity, access to pipe-borne water. In 2022, Vieux Sucrieux Gros Islet became the latest community to get connected to a reliable potable water supply. The decades overdue relief project was made possible through the Caribbean Development Bank's Basic Needs Trust Fund, BNTF, Program 9. In 2017, the St. Lucia Social Development Fund was successfully able to access the BNTF grant, which was used to design and install the infrastructure needed to supply safe drinking water to Vieux Sucrieux homes.
I born here, and right now I'm 63. I'm going to be 64 years. And from that time, I born here, not even hospital. And we're going through that problems.
Les cas point, monsieur est plus mauvais, ou ni pour chercher pour un truck, ou pour payer machine pour chercher glo à bas ou pour tout petit mamie, tout petit bombe pour plein glo, pour faire laver hadou pour ça tout manger. De là ou bœuf frappe glo même qu'on capable glo pour ça ben. Ou ni maigwe pour dilepi, ou quoi pour dilepi et on bouze glo a.
John Bernard turned 64 this year. His home was among the dozens connected to a newly built 100,000-gallon water tank, which is now being managed by the Water and Sewage Company. Mr. Bernard says he's waited his entire life to enjoy the convenience of having pipe-borne water flow through the taps in his home.
We used to live on the rain. Yeah, it's when we get the rain. Sometimes we don't get the rain, we ask for it. And we had to walk our little way, put our little tanks, everything to collect the little water we get. Right. So we're very pleased about it. Now we get it from the pipe.
Before the SSDF's intervention, longtime Vieux Sucrieux resident Lorena Moise never had running water. She says ordinary household tasks like washing dishes and mopping floors would first require a miles-long trek to fetch water from the public standpipes located outside of her community.
Honestly, what we went through in life for water, we used to live right here, Vieux Sucrieux, and go down all the way into Kawef. Next to, close a little bit to John Compton's home, there was a standpipe there. We had to fetch water from there to home. Young children, or else we had to go to Corinth, where they had a sugar mill, and fetch water and take back home. Then they had the standpipe at Corinth. That's by Riverstone side there. We had to go all the way there when there's no water at home from the rain. So we had to go and fetch water. So we have had it very hard.
The SSDF says more than EC $2.1 million was allocated to the BNTF-sponsored Vieux Sucrieux water supply project. Partnering sponsors included Wasco, who contributed EC $380,000 and technical support. The Infrastructure Ministry also added $356,000 and another $355,000 from the Constituency Development Program was committed to materialize the project.
It was one of the major of the three sub-projects on the water and sanitation portfolio of the BNTF 9 program. It came from a request from the community and the parliamentary representative at the time, and we did needs assessments. We did needs assessment, and we did participatory approach appraisal of the project within the Vieux Sucrieux community, and it was included in our sector portfolio for approval by the CDB. Under the Basic Needs Trust Fund 9 program. And upon approval by the CDB in December 2019, we were able to commence the implementation of the project along with Wasco.
In Vieux Sucrieux, fetching water was a generational chore.
Everyone is happy that, we finally got water in Vieux Sucrieux after so many years. I am more elated because I no longer have to carry no buckets of water. My daughter no longer have to do the same. So I can say that much on my behalf.
Moi ka wè c'était Vieux Sucrieux et c'est gros moun nan pas là pour dire merci mais moi ka dire merci on behalf of tout moun because Jordia nous satisfait après 50 years Jordia went low.
Akima Moise and some of her friends grew up waiting in queues to collect water from a government-owned tank in the community. The completed BNTF Program 9 project means Akima's young daughter won't have to endure arduous bucket-carrying trips like she did when she was a little girl.
Through when dry season come along, we would have to carry water first thing in the morning before we go to school or work, and then after school, in case we have our chores to do. Through getting water to the by the main road, by the big water tanks that were placed there, we would have to try to get as much as we can because the people closest to the tanks were always there, and then when we get there we have to wait until they finish full all this stuff. It was very difficult for us, honestly.
The construction phase, which began in March 2020 and spanned almost 2 years, according to Wasco officials, had its fair share of technical challenges before the project was eventually completed in February. However, the committed teams working the project persevered, and today more than 45 Vieux Sucrieux homes are connected to Wasco's water supply system, which entails a pump house and 11,000 feet of 4-inch pipes.
This job was challenging in that we did not get to complete the whole job one time. We had a problem with acquiring the property behind it to put the tank on. And even when we got the property, if you look at the crop of rock that is around the tank, it took a long time to get the foundation done. Presently, as of today, we could see that the Vieux Sucrieux project is completed. We repaired the road, we cleaned the drains, we cleaned all the area that we did work in, and the project is completed. We have even added about 700 feet of existing pipe to the system because these people on the top were not getting water on a regular basis. So we added on this part.
No longer will Vieux Sucrieux residents employ bygone-era water rationing practices.
We could finally have our showers in our house and
water for our plants.
We could extend on our homes because before the struggle was to carry the water to put a little piece on your house or whatever. So now we could do that. So we'd have to worry about going and carry it again. So that's one of the benefits. Now I can extend on my home.
Also, the BNTF project has eliminated the community's dependency on untreated water sources. The new service is also expected to soften the impact of the dry season in Vieux Sucrieux. With reliable access to safe pipe-borne water, residents like Mr. Bernard, Miss Moise, Akima, and her daughter, their families, and the neighborhood can finally enjoy an improved quality of living in Vieux Sucrieux.